Beep. Welcome to the court of the EDI Jester, everybody. Beep, beep, beep. How are you today? Jesterites, tinterweb persons, and others watching elsewhere. Purple Day. Purple. There's a great poem in there called When I'm Older, I Shall Wear Purple, which is about a disgruntled old woman who intends to cause trouble. Always reminds me of Ruth Gordon. I don't know why. Because she was, she caused a bit of trouble in her later life, didn't she? With her shenanigans on film. So I've got an interesting one for you today from the rather marvellous Suzanne Moore. We like Suzanne Moore, which was in the Torygraph on the 20th of February 2024. But before we do that, if I can ask you to buy me a coffee or support me in some way, I can keep going then, that would be great. Or please do become a warrior teacher. We're starting in March. All right, so moving on from that, like, share, subscribe, do the usual. Click that bell and button. Smash, smash, smash. Dear John Lewis, says Suzanne Moore, I don't want to know the identity choices of your staff. I just want a toaster. What a fantastic headline, Suzanne. That's wonderful. Remember, take your daughters to work day many moons ago. I brought one of my daughters into the office. She was full of nothing but disappointment. An office is an office is an office. She was particularly disappointed as her friend's mother was a vet. That was a proper job. Why couldn't I be a vet? Now, it still goes on, and it's called, of course, Take Your Sons and Daughters to Work Day, because we live in a fantasy world where sexual equality has been achieved, although it is glaring obvious that, in terms of pay and position, it hasn't. Still, I suppose the point was to give kids a glimpse of what the world was like and what might be expected of them. The world of work is not the world of home. Different rules apply. The pandemic may have muddied some of them, but actually the culture was already moving in that direction anyway. Work has become both precarious and insecure for many, yet also a place where certain groups, companies, feel they must trumpet their values of inclusivity at all times. Some of this is corporate groupthink, and some of it comes from a desire from individuals to express themselves endlessly because of some vague notion this adds to the greater good. It don't, I can tell you, right? Thanks, Suzanne, for that. It don't. It don't add to the great. Nobody cares about your bleeding identity. Sick of saying it. Well, I identify as. Right? Do you? Right, okay. You can identify as a carrot if you like. I'll put your bum through a cheese grater. Make you into coleslaw. Trans coleslaw. I don't care about your identity, right? Nobody should care. As if you have any say in your identity. You're all nuts, right? Nuts. All you've got is a personality for which you can create a character. Your identity is made up by us. It's also known as reputation. So identity is an amalgamation of personality and reputation. And it's done so that you don't have to do the hard work of creating a character. You lazy swine. Do better. Now, Suzanne continues, they must be themselves, a dull kind of nightmare. They must bring their whole selves to work, to which I go, unwanted item in the bagging area. That's so good. Unwanted item in the bagging area. Much fun has been had at the expense of John Lewis, which also owns Waitrose, which has issued its 70,000 staff members with the Identity magazine, produced by the LGBTQ A+ network. The magazine has advice on preferred pronouns, and gives the dates for all the days you need to note, from International Transgender Day of Visibility and Pan-Romantic Awareness and Visibility Day to People for Whom the Spirit is Willing but the Flesh is Weak Day. Look, I am as keen as anyone else to celebrate Asexuality Day, and I can't imagine anything better than browsing energy-efficient appliances at John Lewis to do it. Just so scathing. Oh, Suzanne, I love it. But that homely place where reluctant girls got their first bra measured by middle-aged ladies with proper hairdos is now publishing articles about breast binders in a magazine. Pop this on, dear. I will be back in a minute to see how flat you are now. Even nuttier, it has encouraged some of its employees to be photographed and reveal their true selves. Thus, one member of staff who is trans, non-binary and pansexual, who warbles on about it all being a bit difficult, Quote, I struggle with the war of having birthed a child, yet not being female, and how society as a whole tries to erase my gender. End quotes. Nutter! They say, I don't imagine it's easy for them as a disabled non-binary parent. Well, they're really heading up the intersectional ladder, aren't they? We might get to the mythical black, gay, disabled, trans, lesbian if we're lucky. I'll keep going. Where's the summit? It's up there. See at the top there? Black, disabled, trans. You get it? That's where you're going. It's all a bit Sherpa Tenson, isn't it? Maybe sometime. So Suzanne then asks, they say, I don't imagine it's easy for them as disabled non-binary parent, but sorry, what has this got to do with the price of toasters? Well, because, honest to God, Suzanne, because the price of the toaster is now £1 dearer because they produced a magazine of bullshit for 70,000 people. That's what it's got to do with toasters. They're the thieves of time and they steal your money, these lunatics. The magazine also featured a happily married employee revealing his bisexuality and a young guy wearing a BDSM harness. Call me daddy! Bend me over backwards on my hostess trolley. Then there was also a transgender person with a whip. Indiana floats. As would obviously happen, a lot more pictures have emerged of them online displaying their fetishes. So it's bring your fetish to work day. That's exactly it. Oh, genius. Earlier this week, these pictures were due to be part of a photographic exhibition that would tour around various John Lewis locations. But due to the amount of abuse the subjects have since received on social media, the exhibition has been canned. No surprises there. No surprises at all, Suzanne. But another £1 on the cost of your toaster. So the old, the Breville is no longer 18 quid, it's now 20. But genuinely, who cares what the staff of a shop get up to in their spare time? I certainly don't. But several things are going on here that are dubious, to say the least. Clearly, companies think that to become relevant, they have to jump on the identity bandwagon without asking who and what this is for. Not a single person seems to have a clue. They all bang on about their authentic selves. This is, after all, today's religion, isn't it? Being yourself. But why does being oneself always involve some expression of sexuality or sexual identity? Honest to God, if this continues, it won't be long before you sat on the bus and some bloke takes a dump right next to you and then turns around and goes, that's authentic, isn't it? I'm just being myself. Yep, free the bowels. Just insane. There is more than life to this. There is more to life than this. Even a suburban Waitrose, surely no one needs to know the sexual preferences of the bloke selling them a pushchair, do they? No, they don't, Suzanne. At which point I'm going to leave it, because then Suzanne and I part company. Because Suzanne begins the next line with, identity is complex. Okay, Suzanne, identity is immaterial. But that's probably a conversation, rather than me shouting at the screen in a purple shirt. John Lewis! Up to you, dear boys and boys and girls and whoever else is there, you old bloody weirdos. So go and read the rest of it. Suzanne writes beautifully. Thank you, Suzanne, for a fantastic, superb article. Everybody have a great day. I'll see you later.